Well, off to a great start.
Welcome.
Despite being crusty and exhausted and poor, I am living my best life, people.
That pretty much sums up our entire life right there.
Well, shit, brother, we could end the video right there.
Nothing's going right, but we're doing great.
So we just got back from the Mint 400, like literally a couple hours ago. We wanted to do this recap video. As soon as possible. We're very tired.
I woke up from a 3-hour nap.
We're exhausted, but we want to do the recap as pretty much just right when we got home, so it was fresh in our memories.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound right. Words aren't forming.
That sounded great.
Sound great? Okay.
I actually don't trust me. I just woke up from a nap.
I am running off of like 18 hours of sleep over like 4 days. You guys, I feel like I'm in college again. Friday night, can you stop yawning? I'm gonna make me fun.
Sorry.
Friday night, I went to bed at 3 in the morning, and last night I went to bed at 5:30 in the morning, and then woke up at 8.
You definitely win the ultimate networking award this weekend. Like A1 networking.
I was in my element.
Paige was freaking networking at the bar till like 3 a.m. I'm like, sorry, baby girl, you gotta take the team. I'm going to bed at 10:30. Like, and woke up at 2 a.m. and I was like, you weren't there, and I called you. You're like, hey, how you doing? I'm still at the bar.
I didn't know what time it was. I honestly thought it was like 12, and you were like, are you okay? She like thought I was kidnapped. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like talking, and then I looked down at my phone and I was like, oh shit.
Waiting on General. It's 2 a.m.
Waiting on General. It's 2 a.m. Dude, yeah, this weekend was so awesome. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Started on Thursday, wasn't looking so hot. It was freezing cold in Vegas. Winds were blowing. You know, I will say though, everyone around us, I'm very sorry that you lost your tents, but the MCREY tent was
small and mighty.
Small and mighty. Our tent was just bolstered down. We got our sandbags. We used some straps to attach to a fence behind us, and we were kicking.
We freaking hunkered down.
But sales were okay on Thursday, and we honestly were a little nervous. We just were like, oh great, is this like how it's gonna be for 3 days? But huge shout out to Burn Fuel Co. because they were the best neighbors ever. We get so lucky with our neighbors every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Every event that we have, man, we just charm them.
Yeah.
But
witty humor.
It's just really cool. And our tent bag, like our canopy bag, broke.
I literally zipped in. I went zip right off.
We're like, ew.
I was like, I see how you don't know what to do.
And they ended up giving us their tent bag because they were going home and we were going on to Prim.
Love you guys.
I think that, that's a testament. And I think the theme of this whole weekend is just how much of a family this community is, and how much everyone supports each other and wants to genuinely help each other. And I feel like we just consistently see that.
Trying not to yawn.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, if you have to yawn, you have to yawn deeply. Very deeply. I think that's a testament to, I lost my train of thought. It's just, how great this community is, and we just continuously saw that over the course of the weekend, and especially as we get to know more people and become more involved, especially just like in the racing community, everyone really takes care of each other, and it's awesome. But yeah, and then so the first day in Prim, we got a really, really cool spot, so shout out to Jimmy and Brandon.
Thank you, Jimmy and Brandon.
Love you guys. We got a really sick spot, but it was pretty cold. And sales were just average. Like it was a little bit, we had some good traction, some good kind of like,
we had like a few deep connections with customers. I ended up coming back the next day to hang out with us.
Yeah, that too. Well, I was thinking just like, what's the word? Like moments of, not lulls, like, like not lulls. What's the opposite of a lull?
Peaks.
Spikes. Some spikes in sale. Like we had a couple like different hours throughout the day where we had some spikes in sales, but like overall it was still like relatively slow, and we were like, okay, like
don't spending a lot of time with each other. Don't have any more questions.
Don't panic. Yeah, Kelly and I like well, so yeah, that Thursday, Friday night, all the days are melting together. We ended up we made friends with some people in line, because I threatened to beat the shit out of them because I thought they were cutting.
Just
Mama's angry, and I mean, it was a joke, but obviously I wouldn't take someone out back for cutting me in line.
But you wouldn't
unless I'm hungry.
But you might.
But so they invited us to eat dinner with them, which was super freaking cool. We had like great conversation, got to know more people, and then, but yeah, Kelly and I. So that was Friday night. But Saturday night, Kelly and I are sitting there, and we're like, no, that was Thursday night because we ate at Prim and Proper 3 nights in a row. You guys,
Thursday night Thursday night we ate with them. Friday night,
Saturday night
we ate alone.
Kelly and I ate alone, but we're like sitting. Friday night we're like sitting at the table together. We literally don't have anything new to say. We're with each other literally almost 24 hours of the day, except when Kelly went sleepy and I kept partying, and we're just like sitting there. And I'm like, but it's comfortable, right? Like we're just like, we have nothing to say, but it's like not awkward. It's just like we're enjoying each other's company. We're enjoying the peace.
My tater tots.
But I was like, when you see couples, like older couples that are just sitting at the table, like at a table alone, and they're not saying anything. And I was like, I feel like people always are like, I never want to be one of those couples. And by everyone, I mean me. That I always used to say like, oh, I never want to be in one of those marriages where you like go to dinner and don't talk to each other. I now understand. I understand why. Like, we literally have nothing new. I'm like, so, anything exciting happened in your life in the past, like, hour?
Like, well, I got that Cheez-It from underneath the seat that I dropped. That was an exciting accomplishment.
But yeah, so we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
But we are we've decided to rebrand, actually. We're going to become the Pearls of Prim.
Because people are like, why else do people come to Prim? And I was like, people are coming to Mint 400 to see us. We are
the Pearls of Prim. So maybe next Mint 400, we're talking about maybe we'll make the Pearls of Prim shirt. Honestly, I think people...
Just our faces and 2 pearls.
Like two open clams with our faces in it, and we're like, hey. I think people would buy it.
I don't know. We're not big enough for that yet. You're like, who do these girls think they are?
Okay, but if we just made a shirt that said like, with like the Min 400's permission, like if we made a shirt that was like the Pearls of Prim, like, but made it like cute and it had like the Min 400 logo on it, I think women would buy it. Like, I think people would buy it.
Probably the only person who would buy it, Rob. Shout out to you, Rob.
But anyway, so some funny stories. So yeah, like some funny stories from the weekend. Like, so that was kind of, I guess we can finish the updates. Like,
you're doing good.
Thanks.
Take it away.
Really putting the team on my back again.
You do good at talking.
Saturday, we had a killer day. It was so freaking awesome. Weather was in our favor, and we were so busy pretty much all day. And if for anyone who watches our story, like follows our stories, you saw like that was the first time that we saw people show up to the event in our apparel. Mm-hmm. And like they hadn't bought it. They didn't buy it the day before or in Vegas. Like they had previously bought it somewhere else or online. And I'm like, you ordered it and then you made the conscious decision to pack it and wear it to this event. That is so freaking cool. Like, we would just see people walk by our booth and they'd have their, like, all of a sudden we'd be like, hey, that's a MCREY shirt. Yeah. Or, like, that's a butterfly hat.
So and like, I'm going to watch the dirt bike race. So I'm going to wear my MCREY shirt.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just so... It's just really surreal, but it's so awesome. I just can't even explain, like, that, what that felt like. And I'm honestly really overwhelmed by how much love and support and just encouragement we got from everyone that we met. I'm gonna get like teary-eyed because this is just so hard. Like, I think sometimes I don't pay attention to how hard it is, and then sometimes I think it's hard to see the fruits of our labor because we're constantly just like grinding and feel like we're just constantly getting shat on and like having to go through different things. And so to have people like fall in love with our brand and like really just to resonate with our mission. Like you can tell when someone gets really excited and about what we're doing and who we are, and like it's something that they've been looking for. Like it just really brings home like why we're doing this. And we just had some really really awesome people give us compliments that were really unexpected. And like one lady, her husband asked like why the butter, or like why she was wearing her butterfly hat, and she told him, she's like, this butterfly is about to be everywhere. And it's just like things like that. It's like, okay, other people believe in us as much as we believe in us. And I I definitely feel like, I mean, the entire this like entire trip, it was just one, I don't want to say like one blessing after the other, but it was just like the burn fuel story, like all like just these like random acts of kindness that people did for us. And obviously we try to help people when we can and like be kind and always, and I know that stuff comes back around, but for whatever reason, like this trip, it just really felt like everyone was like chipping in to help us be successful, and it was just so cool. Like it just was really cool.
Yeah, I don't think it was such a condensed amount of we believe in you compliments in a week, and it was like overwhelming, like to the point where I was even telling Paige in the car, I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to it half the time, because like we're doing this every day. Like It is hard to take a step back and see all the hard work you're doing, because like we're running on a gamble every day hoping this thing turns out. Like we haven't made it yet. Like we are trying to make it. And so then to have people like, and especially because we haven't been going to events, like we haven't been interacting with customers, we haven't been interacting with other vendors lately since last year. So it is hard. Like we've just been in our rooms like working on a jersey campaign and like figuring out issues. And
Kelly said, when you're like, I was like, oh, like someone asked us about our event calendar, and Kelly was like, and I was like, yeah, and then summer kind of slows down and then it'll pick back up in like September. And Kelly goes, well, unless we're like campaigning over the summer. And I was like, what are we, like traveling like a political
we're actually
campaign?
Going to be politicians,
like political campaign, like we're campaigning all summer, sorry, can't make it. Like
we are campaigning for Moto Woman.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. It was incredible to be in that environment and have a diverse amount of people in the industry and people who have been in this industry for years. Like this is their life, and have them look you in the eye and be like, you're going to make it one day. Just keep working. Like you're going to be big one day. Just keep working hard. What you're doing matters. Like what you're doing is going to change lives. And to have people look you in the eye and mean that, and have the experience and the
knowledge and
just like, yeah.
So
but yeah, like it was incredible, and it really put us in a position that we talked about a lot on the way home. Just like when we do make it, like I don't mean to sound cocky, but when we do, because we were telling our friends too, we were having drinks last night with them, that I was like, I have no doubt we're gonna make it, because this isn't about money for us, and we've talked about this. Like this is nothing more than us trying to like share our lifestyle with people. Like we love the life that we live, and we know how special it is, and we're like, how do we get more people to live this life? How do we get more women to see that they can do this too? How do we get little girls to like do the things that they want to do, that they dream about, that like nothing's too big? And I think when you have that mission in mind, when it's bigger than yourself, when it's bigger than just making money, like how can you not succeed? And to have other people tell you like that's what you're doing is true, like that is true, and we can see you doing that, and so you are going to make it, it's beyond validating.
Yeah.
And I really hope that we do like we're in a position where we can change lives for the better and inspire women and little girls and people to grab onto their dreams, because we're trying to do that right now, and it's not easy, and we couldn't do this without the community. Like we always talk about how we couldn't have this company without one another, because it's both of us, but we couldn't even have this company without the people buying our stuff and believing in what we do, and the people that support us, and those weak ties and strong ties. And it takes more than a village, it takes an entire community to build up a business, and we really felt that this weekend. Like we felt a part of that, the Dirt Fam, and
Yeah.
It was just incredible.
And I think where you're going with that, you might have gotten sidetracked. For us, just how much help we've received from some of our bigger some of the bigger companies that we've become friends with. Like, we sometimes we feel really bad because we can't offer the same in return. Like, we don't have the financial or physical resources to provide that same sort of help or guidance or whatever else it is. But we just, this feeling that we're like, the feeling that we had over the weekend, we're like, we don't ever want to forget this. And when we are big, when we do make it, we want to be able to provide that feeling to other small companies. Like, we hope that we will be someone that can be an inspiration and a guide and a mentor for another, like, two young entrepreneurs who are just trying to like make a change in the world and do something different. And so I think that too, like, we're just always want to remember to give this back and pay it forward as we continue to grow. Like, I don't ever want to forget how much of a difference those actions and those words and the validation has made me feel, and like, honestly, how much it has encouraged me to keep going and to keep, like, it is going to be worth it in the end. Like, it will pay off one day. Mm-hmm. Speaking of, we are officially changing our names. I think we're going to change the name of the YouTube series.
No, we're not.
To The Adventures of Brenda and Bernie.
We are not changing it, but it's a funny story.
So we were at the bar. Okay, 2 funny stories.
I hope this man watches this video.
I hope so too. He made our night. We told him. We saw him the next day. We were like, you absolutely made our night. So, okay. Let me paint a picture, because there's 2 funny stories wrapped into like one, because they kind of go together.
Yeah, so they're back to back.
They're back to very back to back scenarios that happened. So Kelly and I are walking down the hallway in the hotel to our room, and these 2 older gentlemen in red shirts asked, "Hey, what's your room number?" And Kelly starts to say, "Oh, it's," and then she's like, "Wait a second." And he's like, "No, I didn't mean it like that." And we were like, "Sure." And he was like, No, I just wanted to make sure," or like, he was like asking, making a comment, or like he was making a comment about how long the walk is or something.
Yeah.
So we were all like laughing. We were like, "Okay, sure." And he's like, "Good thing I'm glad you didn't give it to me." Like,
I was like, "I know, I'm just using my noggin."
And so we were like laughing about that. So we go to our room, and then we go back downstairs, and we're like kind of sitting there talking, and this guy comes up to us, and he's very, very drunk and hilarious. And he's like, he didn't even ask what our names are. He just he was like, "So let me guess your names." He's like, started talking to us about how the day went for them and how it went for us or whatever. But then I think he was like, guess. He's like, "So let me guess. Your names are Ashley and Brenda." And we were like,
"Sure. Nice to meet you."
Sure.
Like,
nice, yeah, sure. Nice to meet you. And then he goes, "No, Sandy and Brenda." And I'm like,
"Great.
How'd you get?" I'm like, "Sure, you can call me Sandy. That's fine, whatever." And then he was like, "Well, hold on."
Well, we talked a little, then we switched it.
Oh, yeah. So, and this is like, he would just, mid-conversation, he would change names. And so, but it was always my name. It was never Kelly's. Like, Kelly was a consistent Brenda.
I was consistently
Brenda.
Yeah.
So, like, mid-conversation, he's like, "Charlie with an I." And we, like, started laughing, because I'm like, my dog's name is Charlie, so with an I. Like, I-E. So we were like, okay, that works. Like,
Charlie's EY.
Oh, yeah.
You're a bad mom.
No, I'm not. I'm tired. I'm
bad
deepy.
Okay, no. Well, I feel better now about saying just.
And then, so then we keep talking, and he goes, "Bernard."
He's like, "Bernard and Brenda." And we're like, "The Adventures of Bernie and Brenda." Yep, that's exactly
it. And then he goes, "Bernard." And we're like, "Adventures of Bernard and Brenda." And he goes, "Claudad."
He's like, "Brenda and Claudad."
I was like, "You mean crawdad? Like a crawdad?"
Yeah, he said Claudad.
No, I know.
And then he like just basically was like, "All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow," and like walked away.
And so we're just like, and this all happened, like, we're very tired, so we're telling the story like very casually, but this all happened very fast paced. Like, conversation was moving. He was all over the place.
Maybe a 3-minute conversation.
He's throwing names at us, and I'm just like overwhelmed. He walks away, and I shit you not, 2 seconds later, an older man in a red shirt, walks up behind us, and I just like see it out of the corner of my eye. I'm already just so overwhelmed.
I'd like to tell this part.
Okay, fine.
He walks up and Paige is like, "You're looking for her." He's like, "You want to know what our room number is?" And he just looks at her. I'm like, "Not the same guy." And she was like, "Oh, and never mind." And he was like, "Maybe."
He's like, "Well, you know, that is on the top of my list of things that I could come over here for." He's like, "Not why I came over here." And I'm like, I swear that's not how I normally start conversations.
It's so funny. He was just like, "What?" And then he continued to talk about something.
I have no idea. He
was making literal
no
sense.
So maybe he was drunk too, but like,
oh yeah. He
just kept saying this website, but it sounded like a joke website.
Yeah.
And he just kept saying, like, repeating it, and I was like, is this your company? Like, what is this?
And then you turned around and left me with him, and he was like, and this is important. This is a website. I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And he was like, you need to be on this, and it's gonna be on the website. I was like, oh, okay. And then he finally walked away. I was like, Paige, you let me alone.
I was uncomfortable.
Oh, you were uncomfortable.
I was like, so you want to know our room number? And then I was like, ew.
It's like not the same guy. You're like, never mind.
With that, that's the Min 400. It was an awesome event. Thank you to everyone who attended, to everyone who helped put it together, so that we could be there and vend.
Particular shout out to Jimmy and Brandon for like
just being amazing,
just wonderful individuals that really made it a great week for us.
Yeah. And we're super excited. We have another trade show in 2 weeks in Pomona. We're going to the California Outdoor and Power Sports Show, and then the Builtwell 100
Outdoor and Power Sports Show.
That's what I said. California Outdoor and Power Sports Show.
Oh, I thought you said just Power Sports.
I literally said it. California Outdoor and Power Sports Show.
Oh, okay.
And then we go to the Builtwell 100 the weekend after that, and then Babes in the Dirt, and then the Sandsport Super Swap in May, and we just learned about bunch of new, well, not new races, but new races to us that we're gonna look into and see which ones we can go to. So we've got a lot going on, but we're really, really, really excited. I feel like we have really good momentum right now. Words are hard.
This week was a great spark. It was great. Okay, let's do this.
Let's dive in. And our jerseys are going to be ready for pre-order very, very, very soon.
Stay tuned.
So you will definitely, if you follow us on social, which you probably do because you're watching this video, then you will find out about that
very soon.
Very soon.
That is all.
Good job.